Hello guys, welcome back to the Hitchcock Takeover here on Beyond the Realms, and today I'm going to be reviewing his film from 1972 entitled Frenzy. Frenzy begins with a body washing ashore. There is some type of meeting taking place right by the water, and this body washes up right by where they're at, and the woman is completely nude and has a man's necktie tied around her neck. She's been suffocated with it, or strangled with it, and thrown into the water. And this is apparently not the first time this has happened. As we come to find out, there has been a series of necktie murders happening, but the police do not have any leads as to who it is. We then cut to a guy named Richard Blaney, who is just lost his job. He's down on his luck. He ends up going to see his ex-wife named Brenda, and him and Brenda, they still have a good relationship. They're talking. Well, they decide to go out to dinner, and while at dinner, they get into a pretty heavy, heated argument, and everybody around them notices it. Well, that night, Brenda ends up being found dead, a victim of the necktie murderer. And Richard is questioned right away because of this, because of that he was seen right after the murder happened. He was seen there because he showed up right after it happens. He shows up to her place, and then also because of the argument. People attest to the argument that they had. So the police believe that he had something to do with this, but they can't really pin it on him. Well, another murder ends up happening by the necktie murderer again not too long after this, and this one incriminates Richard even more. So now the police are they have him. They basically think they have him, even though they have the wrong guy. So Richard, despite being innocent, he has to try to prove his innocence. It is a theme that Hitchcock liked to use a lot, and he did it again here with Frenzy during his last decade of filmmaking. Now, Frenzy is a different type of Hitchcock film, but for other reasons. Hitchcock was using, the standard theme that he liked to use a lot. The innocent man on the run trying to prove his innocence. But where this is different for Hitchcock is, this is a film in the 70s. This is an era where sex and graphic violence and sleaziness were really starting to come to the forefront. This is just, a couple years removed from Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So Hitchcock adapted to the times, and in this film, you get the first time he's ever had any type of nudity. At least, I believe it is. I'm pretty sure. The body washes ashore at the beginning is completely naked. And then he has a pretty graphic rape scene happen in this also. The woman's dress is torn. It shows her breasts. It's nowhere near on the level of something like I Spit on Your Grave or, Last House on the Left. But it's pretty graphic, to say the least. Definitely more graphic than anything I've seen from Hitchcock. And so Hitchcock was really trying to push the envelope during this era of filmmaking. And the film, like I said, it uses that theme. I didn't like it quite as much as, say, like the 39 Steps, or a film like that. It's because it is the same theme again, but it's still a good film. I still liked it throughout. I like the theme, or the setting of the 70s. It's very much a 70s film. And there's one scene in particular that is just an amazing shot in this. There's a scene where the necktie murderer, once you know who he is, he's taking this woman up to his flat. And the camera's following him in through the door, up the stairs, around, twist around, and right up to the door. And when he goes in with her and shuts the door, the camera stays on the outside. And then the camera begins to back up. And the camera goes back through the entire, down the stairs, out the front door, and then people walking by. I thought that was a brilliant shot. It was fantastic, and it's up there with one of Hitchcock's best moments, if I do say so myself. To me, what this was showing is that these things, these crazy, wild things, these murders can be happening right before your very eyes. You might be walking down the street and in the room in the building right next to you there might be somebody getting murdered. You never know. That's what that scene said to me. You know, I just thought that it was just awesome. It was really very cool. But yeah, guys, Frenzy is a good film. It's not the best, but it's certainly not his worst, and I recommend it. I mean, it's right around 2 hours long. So yeah, guys, you know, if you want to see Hitchcock push the envelope a little bit more, this is one to certainly check out. I give Frenzy, I give it a 7 out of 10. I think that that's a fair score. So yeah, guys, better than average, without a doubt. The Blu-ray on this Masterpiece Collection set, it looks really good. Very impressive transfer. So yeah, guys, that is Frenzy. I appreciate you all watching. Have a good one. Later.